Good morning. This is Mr. Schneider. This is podcast 7.2, the executive branch, looking at the state of Virginia. That's our current governor, Terry McAuliffe. So our governor, executive powers in the governor, he's elected for he or she's elected for one 4-year term. They cannot serve consecutive terms. So once the governor is done with his 4-year term, which is this year, we'll have another election for governor, and a new person will be brought onto that position. And then the governor has a cabinet, just as the president does, and that person oversees specific parts of the government, whether it's the Department of Education, Department of Health and Human Services. Just as the president has a cabinet, the governor also has a cabinet. Here's our current governor being sworn into office.
Take the oath of office.
I am.
You'll raise your right hand and place your left hand on the Bible and repeat after me, please. I, Terrence R. McAuliffe.
I, Terrence R. McAuliffe.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
And the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Virginia.
And the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Virginia.
And that I will faithfully and impartially discharge.
And that I will faithfully and impartially discharge.
All the duties incumbent upon me.
All the duties incumbent upon me.
As the Governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia.
As Governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia.
According to the best of my ability.
According to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
All right, so you'll notice there that so there's not just the Constitution of the United States, the governor also has to uphold the Constitution of Virginia. And then we also have the lieutenant governor, who's like the vice president of the state, and the attorney general, who is the top lawyer for the state. He upholds and defends state laws. They're also elected positions that are elected for 4-year terms. The interesting fact in Virginia is that they do not have to be from the same political party as the governor. So we could have a governor who's a Democrat and a Republican as the lieutenant governor. Right now, all 3 positions are held by Democrats. So ways the executive branch influences policymaking. They propose a biennial budget. That means they propose a budget that lasts for 2 years. They propose legislation that they want to see the Virginia's legislative branch execute or work on. And then the governor also has the veto power just as the president. A difference is that the vice president has what's called a line item veto. When the president vetoes something, he either approves or disapproves the entire bill. The governor can go through a bill step by step or line by line, and he can approve different. If there's one line in a bill he doesn't like, he can veto that one line. So that's the difference between a line item veto and a regular veto. A line item veto, you can veto certain sections or lines of a bill. Well, that should be number 4. Roles of the governor. These are different jobs the governor does, just as the president does. He's a ceremonial head of the state government. He's the chief legislator, chief executive, head of the executive branch of state government. He's the party chief. Again, that doesn't mean he throws wild parties. That just means he's the leader of the political party that's in charge. So right now he's in charge of Terry McAuliffe is a Democrat, so he controls he's the leader of the Democratic Party in Virginia. He's the commander-in-chief of the armed forces of Virginia. This is generally the National Guard. He's not sending anybody to war, but the governor can send the National Guard to assist usually with like natural disasters around the state. And he's the chief citizen. He's a representative of all Virginians. And then again, he appoints cabinet secretaries, heads of departments, agencies, and regulatory boards. And these persons administer laws and enforce the laws. They help monitor aspects of different businesses in the economy, and they help to provide services throughout the state. All right, that's podcast 7.2. Make sure once you're done with the sheet that you go ahead and take the daily quiz, and then go ahead to Classroom, and there is a worksheet I'd like you to work out with a link that goes along with the worksheet. Thanks. Have a good day.